Welcome to the Culture Edit. Unique perspectives into the personal and professional lives of individuals at the helm of successful business, athletics, art, and design. Welcome to the Culture Edit.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. It's episode 28. We are recording from the office. Probably not the last recording from the office. We'll probably come back in and record the other ones over the holidays.
Yeah, no, we got several.
But it is a little gloomy out today, a little chilly, warmer than yesterday.
It's Friday before Christmas. Christmas is Monday. This will come out on Monday. I said maybe we could just take it off because no one's going to listen on Christmas. And you gave me the same look you're giving me now, which is like I just kicked your dog. You're like, there's no way.
Because the exciting thing about launching this on Christmas is that I can sprinkle a little Christmas magic throughout.
Did you just do that on purpose? So you could? Did you plan that?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what I was thinking about when I was writing earlier is that normally people are bored on Christmas.
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks there's going to have so much to do, but they're bored. Or maybe that was my experience.
Because you wake up and if you have kids, you open the presents. And then once that's over, you either start cooking food in anticipation of other family members coming over, or you just kind of like hang out and don't, play with the toys and don't do much. Yeah, I think it's a perfect time for a podcast. When you need to get out, take a little walk around the block and clear your mind of children's screams.
Listen to Nikki and Chad one-on-one episode.
What more could you ask for on Christmas?
You should send this to our critic. This would blow his brain. Like, tell him that we have a guest, but just sending the one-on-one and make him listen to the whole thing.
The critic,
Dr. Jerry and critic.
Oh yeah. Anyways, he would just think it's a video and he'd be like, "Where can I find it on YouTube?" Although we are on YouTube as well.
We're on YouTube. Actually, we get a lot of traction on YouTube. It's really weird.
Yeah, we get sometimes
there's no
more
video, but it's just the recording on YouTube. But you said you think it's people listening on their computer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's dive into feedback from last week's episode with Adam. People love it.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be Adam's friend. Everyone wants to ride bikes with Adam. So, Adam, you got a lot of fans out there.
We got a lot of people looking forward to your visit to Atlanta next year, Adam. So bring your camera.
Great feedback.
And thank you for all of the new listeners in Denmark.
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked at we got a lot of people in Denmark and France.
Oh, really? So the numbers went up in Denmark. Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, because he shared it. And so then people that know him or are friends with him are like, oh, what is this?
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then when was it? 2 days ago, we went to our second Michelin star restaurant, Atlanta Michelin star restaurant.
We did. You promised we were going to go to all of them.
I didn't say, well, maybe at some point all of them. I don't know if I want to go to some of them because I just think it's too expensive. But
after the Atlas experience.
Yeah, that was traumatizing.
Yeah.
But this was not traumatizing. Well, there was part that was traumatizing, but that had nothing to do with the actual food or experience. But we'll get to that. Lazy Betty. Off of Edgewood.
DeKalb Ave?
Sorry, Edgewood. Off of DeKalb Ave, which is what leads to the trauma part later. And so we went there with our good friends, the Matzigites.
Linda and JP, former guest.
Yep, former guest. And we had a great time. I mean, the meal was, so we did the 4-course tasting menu. I had booked this the night that they were announced as a Michelin recipient. I booked it because I was worried. Well, and now you can't, it's like completely booked out for months.
Forget about it.
Yeah. So I'm glad I did that. So booked the 4-course
but they canceled the
4-course. Now
they honored it because we booked it.
Yes. So if you book a reservation, it has to be the 7-course menu. So just keep that in mind.
Which they give you bonus courses. So it is like 10 courses.
Yeah. Cause ours was more like 6 courses.
Yeah.
With all the bonus stuff.
Bonus course.
But
it's like a bonus burg.
Yeah, bonus burg. We'll explain that later. But it was really good. It was a lot better than Atlas.
Recommended.
They're moving in after February, so their last meal, I think, in this location is Valentine's Day weekend, he said.
Yeah. And
then they'll be moving into the old Empire State South location in Midtown, so more accessible or easy accessible from the
safer
interstate. Maybe. Is anywhere in Atlanta safer? I'm not sure.
I think Midtown.
But I think that'll be a really great location.
Yeah.
Definitely upgrade. I mean,
it's tiny right now. It's like a tiny rustic, I would call it.
Very rustic.
It's a warehouse.
It's like
basically.
if we opened up
a restaurant in our office. Yeah.
Except even more rustic.
Yeah, it actually is more rustic than our office. Yeah. And I think that's maybe why they got the Michelin stars, because they wanted to like help this little.
Well, I don't think
restaurant that can.
But see, I don't even think it's like we want to help them, like they didn't deserve it. I think it's more like you probably didn't look, but I was trying to look back into the kitchen through the little window, and from what I could see,
I looked in the hole back there. They were working away.
But my point is, there's a lot of these restaurants who have really fancy kitchens with really fancy equipment and tons of people, and they are operating in a very rustic, resourceful type of way.
It was like 100 square feet kitchen.
Yeah. And so to be able to produce such amazing artistic food is insanely impressive. And it was so much better than the other aforementioned Michelin winner that we visited with the fancy kitchen and all the fancy stuff.
Service was awesome.
Not pretentious. Yeah. Super welcoming. I mean,
we brought 2 bottles, so we corked 2 bottles, and they didn't care. They're like, totally, that's fine.
Yeah, they didn't even charge us the cork. There is a corkage fee, but they didn't charge us, so that was really nice.
Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake.
Yeah, maybe.
Hopefully you just didn't get our waiter fired. They were really, really, really cool though.
Yeah, really nice. I will say their wine menu is really overpriced. I mean, because we have a lot of the wine that they carry. Yeah. And it was pretty much 3 times the amount. 3X. So I would that was the one thing I would say is just bring your own wine. And
they don't have a real somm either, so that was.
Well, I think I think there's like a transition happening now. Maybe I heard through the grapevine that once their somm left, and then now they're trying to get another. So it was more of an intermediary person helping us. So she was really nice, but definitely not.
JP definitely knew a lot more about wine than she did.
JP knows a lot more than a lot of people about wine. It always impresses me. But it was a great time.
It was awesome.
What was your favorite course?
Well, I got the special kids course.
You did, yeah. Explain to the people why.
Well, because I mean, everyone knows I can't hear anything, and he went through the menu, and there was a course that was infested with onions.
Well, it was
I didn't know that, but you called it out and was like, he doesn't eat onions. And what was it again?
It was a caramelized onion filled tortellini.
Okay.
And it was actually my favorite course. It was really, really good. But if you don't like onions, you're not going to like a caramelized onion tortellini.
Yeah. So they had an option as an entree, a white truffle risotto. Is that what it was?
I don't know. You ate it.
Yeah, it was white truffle risotto, which interestingly, the night before we had just watched Stanley Tucci Italian deal, and it was all about white truffles.
Yeah.
So we just learned all about white truffles, which are the really, really rare ones.
Yeah, because those are the ones that still have to be foraged by dogs. And the black truffles are like more farm grown.
Or pigs.
But the guy made fun of the pig.
Yeah.
He was like, the pigs will just eat them. So you have to have dogs.
So we just watched that, and then they had that as an option. So you told them I don't eat onions. And I just said, just do whatever. And they brought out the white truffle.
Well, the white truffle risotto or pasta or whatever it was, that was an add-on that you could choose for the table, but it was like really expensive add-on, and they didn't upcharge us for that substitution. So I thought that was really, really nice too.
Yeah, some neighborhood friendly stuff.
And that's the type of like those little gestures. They're not losing tons of money by doing that, but they're gaining people who will come back to the restaurant again. Like we'll never go back to Atlas, but I mean, we'd definitely go back to Lazy Betty.
1,000%. I mean, and we forgot to mention it was a 5:30 reservation. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock reservation, but
I just want to make sure everyone knows that.
But it was packed by the time. Yeah. By the time we left, it was packed.
We're consistent.
Yeah.
So then we left.
But you didn't say what your favorite dish was.
That was it.
I thought you were going to say the dessert was your favorite.
The dessert. I'm not a big dessert guy, but that was really, really amazing. It was like an ice cream over some.
It was like a banana, like Foster type. I don't know. It was really good.
That and the white truffles were amazing. And
they had the little like extra dessert at the end, the little snacking
bonus
portion,
dessert.
The bonus dessert. Those were good too.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. Now we
I think we should say though there was a course that was lamb that you didn't eat lamb.
Oh.
but you
I
were
don't
fine with it.
blame the restaurant though at all because I just don't eat lamb, and I wasn't gonna ask for a substitution for lamb.
Is it because you think of like lambs, like
Mary had a little
like
lamb.
like you think of like the little lamb, so you're like, I'm not eating that. Is that what it is? Because you always call Emmy, our dog, a little lamb.
Yes and no. I mean, if I really think hard about it, then I guess yes. It's more, I don't like the texture. I don't eat a lot of meat. Like it's so mainly because most meat, it's a texture thing for me. Like I can eat like red meat, but it needs to be like a meatball, or like I don't like pork and beef and lamb when it's like
in their natural
like flank state. I don't know how to.
And their muscle, like this is a muscle.
Yeah, I don't
like I'm eating a muscle.
Yeah,
that bothers you. Whereas if it's ground up into a ball, you're like, I don't. This isn't a animal. I'm not eating it. Yeah,
well, it doesn't. It's again, it's more of a texture thing.
Yeah.
So, but you got 2 plates of it, and you were happy.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And I was fine. I didn't eat it.
Yours and mine.
Yeah. But then after we left, where the traumatic part came in was, so it's definitely it's not a bad area, but it's off of.
Depends on your perspective.
It depends on your perspective. I mean, it's really close to our house, so it's not a bad area, but it's Atlanta.
Boulevard's close to our house too. So.
Yeah. And so, but you don't like feel dangerous, like standing in the parking lot.
That parking lot?
Yeah. You do?
I mean, I'm looking around.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But we pull out of the parking lot and Linda is in front of us and Chad goes, does Linda not have a license plate? And I was like, oh, maybe she's like doing that thing where it's like tags applied for.
I don't think Linda drives with tags applied for.
Because if you're from Atlanta, that's a thing. Like people drive around and just
I knew immediately her tag was stolen.
So I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that people would steal license plates to then put it on a stolen car that's the same type of car.
Exactly.
So they could drive it around for longer, I guess.
Yes, because they're looking for that car and they're calling in the plates. So, and they bank on you not reporting that your tag was stolen.
Yeah.
But of course, JP immediately reported.
I mean, who wouldn't report that their tag was like? That's weird.
I know a lot of people.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I would report it.
Lazy people.
Oh.
But yeah, that sucked. That's really annoying.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
But it's better than having her window busted
smashed,
out
yeah,
because she brought her computer in, and that's what would happen if you hadn't brought your computer in. So.
Yeah. It's a good call.
So all our listeners out there in Denmark right now are horrified because this thing doesn't happen to them ever.
I mean, I didn't even know it was a thing, and I've lived here for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Get your tag stolen, get your window busted out.
Luckily, we drive a Volvo, and I don't think there's a lot of people stealing Volvos out there. So.
By design, we drive a Volvo.
Yeah.
Doesn't get stolen, doesn't get messed with. Yeah. Hopefully, knock on wood.
But it was still a great night. But we do feel bad that Linda and JP are having to deal with that, so that's kind of a bummer. And
are we gonna talk about these parties that you're making me go to between now and New Year's?
Well, I'm not making you go to anything. We went to
we
dinner,
did that.
That was really fun.
And then last night you did the girls with Yepa, which I didn't have to go to.
Girls' night at Yepa and Co., which was slammed. It was insane how many people were there. Food was amazing as usual.
Yepa should sponsor this podcast because I feel like we talk about them all the time.
We do. The food is so good. We had like
we should find out who the owners of Yepa are because they do such a good job with the vibe.
Yeah.
We should bring them on the podcast. So if anyone out there is listening and know who the owners
of Yepa,
of Forza Group, whatever they are, we want to talk to them.
Yeah. Great restaurant group.
I watched Saltburn while you did that.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Saltburn.
Really
you got to see the very end.
I got like the last 45 minutes, which was kind of the exciting part.
Jacob Elordi, who was terrible in Priscilla, which we agreed. Absolutely terrible. Don't even waste your time with Priscilla.
Okay, you didn't. I liked it.
It was brutal. It was so.
It wasn't that bad.
He was so.
He just wasn't. He wasn't
terrible.
As good as the other guy that plays Elvis. I can't remember his name. The shorter guy.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, he was so good.
The short Elvis is 6 foot tall.
Well, I didn't say, but Jacob Elordi's like 6'7" or something. He's like insanely
Austin
tall.
Butler never left character. He was
in
character the whole
time. He's a method
time.
actor.
Yeah. Jacob Elordi, I think the first time he tried to act like Elvis was whenever Sofia Coppola said, "Okay, action."
Yeah.
I mean, it was distractingly bad.
But the story was good, though, I thought. Because it showed the other side of the story. It showed her what she had to go through.
Well, it made him definitely seem like a pedophile creep.
Yeah.
And
which maybe he was.
Which is not what you got from the Austin Butler version.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they did start dating when she was 14, 15.
Yeah.
So it was weird. But I wouldn't recommend that movie, but I would definitely recommend Saltburn.
I mean, I think.
Well, hold on. I would recommend Saltburn, but you have to understand this is a really weird
I was going to say, do not watch this with your kids or your family, because it is like, did they rate things X anymore? Remember, like, there used to be movies rated X?
Yeah, I think so.
But like nowadays, I think the ratings have been skewed. So like that, in my mind, would have been rated X.
There's no nudity in it.
The last scene. Oh, you fell asleep for the last scene.
Oh yeah.
There was 10 minutes of him dancing around completely naked, full frontal.
Oh, then I missed that part.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
It was a lot.
Yeah. So
I was like, this is too much, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say it would probably be rated X back in the day, and now we've just stripped our minds of all, we're just used to it.
Yeah.
So now it's rated R. Don't watch it with your kids.
Don't watch it with your kids, but it's everyone's talking about it. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And Jacob Elordi does a good job in this one.
Mm-hmm. So then sorry, that was a huge rabbit hole I just took us on. So you went to Yepa and Co. with the girls. Y'all had fun. And then tonight we're going to, we're hanging out with the girls Same people going to
but this time you have the guys there.
Yeah. Family Christmas party.
Normally y'all do girls night, and then they invite all the guys except for Chad.
That happened one time.
I'm glad that didn't happen again last night.
That just happened one time, and I was unaware.
Yeah.
But we're going to
shout out to Caitlin.
Yeah, we're going to their house tonight for their family Christmas party. We're the only non-family members going, I think.
Says a lot.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna photo. They're doing their family pictures,
and we're in the photo.
No,
family
I
photo.
don't think we're in the family photos, but Caitlin wants us to photobomb the family photos.
I think you know what we need to do. We need to just act like we are assuming we're in the family.
No, I don't.
Yes, come on. We need to just act like we're assuming we're in the family. Like when they go to gather, like, is a photographer coming?
Yes.
Okay. Then we just literally just grab shoulders with someone.
There.
Yeah, like we're
arms.
in the family, and so they have to tell us to get out of the picture.
This makes me so uncomfortable.
Let's do it. They have to tell us to get out of the picture. That'll be so funny.
I think they're like too nice though. I don't know if they'd actually tell us.
Then we'll be in the family.
And then they're gonna have to pay.
Christmas card.
They're gonna have to pay the photographer extra to like edit us out.
Well, let's not get on the end. We gotta get in the middle.
In true Chad fashion, let me get in the middle.
They'll
of
edit
your
us out and be like Back to the Future, where you just do empty people.
So that'll be fun. And then tomorrow we have Speed Club. Gonna do petting zoo route.
Very exciting. Very
exciting. Last week, Speed Club to Buckhead has a huge turnout. 20 people. That was pretty
21
good.
people.
Yeah.
Huge turnout. You have to, I think, give me credit on the route design because it was carefully curated to think about the climbs and loops, and so people could skip difficult climbs and then get back with the group.
Yep. Which a few of us did, and it was fun.
So do I get props?
Yeah,
for
you
that?
get props.
Okay.
Good job, babe.
Okay.
So then this week, and there is no shortcuts, so petting zoo.
Yeah, no shortcuts this week.
We're gonna keep it tame.
Get ready to suffer.
We're gonna keep it tame.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're gonna be pushing me.
Unless Goose is on the front. He got the Warnicki Memorial Surge Award medal. We should actually get him.
That's what I was gonna say. We should actually.
Get him. We should take one of our old medals and then like put Warnicki's face on it, and then hand it out to whoever surges the most.
And then they bring it back the next week. And
then gives it to the next person.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
But you have to wear it
while you're riding.
Yeah. You have to wear the medal, the surge medal, while you're riding for the week before, and then at the end you hand it to the next person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay.
And then we don't really have anything tomorrow night, so we're going to be running errands, getting ready, because the following night we're going to a adult only, no kids allowed Christmas Eve party.
12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 Louis 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of milk and ceiling, swan 6 geese a laying, 5 golden.
I was thinking about this. People with kids don't realize that there's a whole secret society out there
Of people with no kids.
of people with no kids that have parties and laugh at the people on holidays and laugh at the people that have kids.
Yeah. I guess I hadn't thought about it either.
Yeah, they have no idea. Like when I told Demire about it, I could tell like he was processing. He was like kind of upset that he wasn't invited. But I was like, dude, you have kids. You're like, what are you doing? Like Christmas Eve, you're with your kids. Yeah. And he's like, huh. Yeah.
I mean, us non-kid people, like we have to have someone to hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we hang out with each other.
Props to, I mean, yeah, exactly. The Unbound by Children Club. Yeah. Yeah. So we have parties on holidays, for people that don't have kids. And so Dr. Alan McDonald is throwing this party, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us, Alan.
Yes, thank you. Organizing. You always organize great parties.
We have an awesome gift for him too.
Very excited.
Actually, we can talk about it because he's going to get it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so we got him. Well, why don't you tell the story about, or did we tell the story?
I think so. We mentioned at my birthday, he came with a giant wrapped picture, basically. It's like a 45-inch TV, basically. And he gave a speech about how fortunate we are to all be friends because we do all these trips together and we organize these trips. And it's all about, the camaraderie of going to these different bike events. And so he wanted to give us something to remember those. And it was a 45-inch framed picture of himself.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
So we got him another gift in return.
Yes.
And we got him a saber, which is
champagne saber.
A champagne saber, which is like, we like to,
it's our signature gift.
It's kind of a signature gift because it's a great gift to give.
We got the Matzagites.
Yeah. Well, we like to, it's typically a wedding gift, but we've gotten it a few times for
Caitlin
people
and Alex.
Special occasions.
The Marshalls? Are we getting the Marshalls?
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah.
We're making it seem not special now.
No, it's our signature gift.
Oh.
Our dog sounds really scary.
So we got him a saber that says
the champagne saber has an engraving on it.
Has an engraving on it. And normally we get something, like sentimental, like that means something to the person. And so this will definitely mean something to Alan and Carrie. We put Friends of the Stricklands.
So not their name, our name on the saber. Friends of Stricklands.
Yes. Established a few Flanders ago. Because that was kind of the first time that we became like good friends with Alan, was when we all went to Flanders.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
So it'll be on display in their house.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
Friends of Stricklands.
So that way, every time we look at his giant photo in our house,
it's in the garage behind a bunch of junk.
He gets to look at his saber.
So we'll give a little speech for that.
Yeah, it'll be great. And then we're going to your sister's house for actual Christmas. So we got to, we're figuring out
Friend of the pod, mentioned often, Chad's sister, Betsy.
Yeah.
It's also Jacob's house.
It is Jacob's house sometime.
But, yeah. And Jude.
But
our nephew.
We're trying to figure out what to get him for a present because it's between a drone or a snake. But Chad cannot find the type of snake that he wants to get him.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we would have talked about this earlier so we could crowdsource,
exotic
opinion on what we should get. Obviously,
why don't you just try and catch one outside?
My sister I've thought about that it's too cold. Is adamantly opposed to the snake. But I think it would be funny to do it anyway. That's pretty much my only thought on that. I just think it would be funny since she doesn't ever answer her phone or return text messages.
She already got mad at us for the last time we said that.
So yeah, we'll update you on what we end up giving. But I'm actively looking for. I want a garter snake because it really that's what I had when I was a little kid. Because you just feed them
like crickets.
Yeah. But everything else that I've found so far in town is mice dependent, which is a much bigger effort.
Yeah, because like where do you even get mice from?
From the pet stores. But it's a brutal experience.
Yeah, that doesn't sound nice.
Yeah. Or a guinea pig, like we talked about guinea pig too.
They need a lot of like love and attention though. I'm worried he has so many animals, it might be hard.
He does. He did say they were getting a rabbit too.
Yeah, and they're getting a rabbit. But guinea pigs, because I've had rabbits and I've had guinea pigs, rabbits don't particularly care about you. Like they're friendly, but I wouldn't say, well, there's certain type of rabbits that are like definitely more social with humans than others. But the average rabbit is kind of just like, meh, like I'm going to poop and just give me food.
Yeah. We had rabbits when I was a kid.
Yeah,
They
like
didn't
they're but guinea pigs.
They don't want to be held or anything. Yeah.
Sometimes they do, but most of the time not. Like you get a rare rabbit that likes to be held, but most of the time they'll just scratch you.
Yeah.
But guinea pigs are really, really sweet creatures.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
We could give him a boa constrictor and tell him that it eats rabbits. See what he does.
Sounds like you're gonna be paying for some therapy later on.
Probably get a drone.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And then New Year's Eve, then we're working all week, but then New Year's Eve, we have a big party to go to, which we're really excited about.
Top secret. You can't talk about that, though.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's a secret. It's a secret show.
Oh. Okay.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But we can't give it away because it's in an undisclosed location. A band is reuniting. Very well-known band. And
wait, do I know who the band is?
Yeah, and it's invite only. We got invited.
Oh, okay.
We know the drummer of the band. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought there was like maybe a different band.
Because I said they're well known. I mean, they've been on MTV.
Yeah. No, it'll be that. I'm really excited. So we'll talk about it after. And then that's pretty much it for the festivities.
Yeah. No. We have another dinner coming in between there too.
Oh, I forgot with Tiffany. Yeah. That'll be really fun. I mean, I love Yappa. I could go there at least once a week if it was closer.
Yeah.
But they're opening one down here. The next big thing to tie us over from Christmas to New Year's is Festa 500, which is riding 310 miles.
300
it's
miles.
500K.
Yeah.
So we'll do that with our friends
between Christmas Eve
and New Year's Eve.
And New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Not New Year's Day. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like New Year's Eve is the last day you can do it.
Yeah. We need to do the 26th. We should do like a huge ride in Athens because we'll be up there. So we should just do like bang out a century.
By ourselves?
No, we'll get the Athens people. Oh. They're everywhere up there.
Okay.
Everyone up there rides bikes.
Okay.
I was thinking I'll reach out to Brock and see if he wants to join us.
Okay.
And he can wrestle up some Athens people.
Okay. And then do you want to talk about FSU football? I
mean, briefly, big news today, the Board of Regents, is that right? Yeah. Board of Regents for FSU announced that they were filing a lawsuit against the Atlantic Coast Conference in order to get out of their grant of rights agreement with the conference. This has never happened in the history of anything. It's unprecedented. It's completely insane. And it's because they need to get out of the ACC to join the Big Ten. Basically, college football is coming down to two conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten. There's like just going to be two conferences. So we got to get out of this dumpster fire called the Atlantic Coast Conference, which is also why we got excluded from the college football playoffs. The point is, this is really technical college football stuff, but I just love that Florida man doesn't care.
Florida man doesn't play.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't play around. He doesn't care what the rest of the world thinks. Like,
Florida
man
care.
Protects Florida man.
That's like no one anticipated this. The leagues didn't anticipate. I'm sure the other leagues are worried about it too, because like now they're thinking, wow, if this goes to court and it gets upheld and Florida State gets out of this deal, like they're all freaking out.
Yeah.
They never thought this would happen. But Florida man doesn't care.
Yeah. Makes sense. So enjoy
the
rest of your walk.
Yeah, this is the post meal walk.
Exactly.
So we just timed it right just to have the right time.
Exactly. So signing off, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. Hanukkah already happened, but Happy Hanukkah.
Can you do the canceled song at the end of this? From Elf?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do the canceled song.
Okay.
Perfect. Signing off with the canceled song now.
Really can't
but baby,
stay.
it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
And hoping that you drop
so
in.
very
I'll
nice.
hold your hands, they're just like ice.
My mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your hurry?